What if I told you in just a few years your baby could be Superman or the Flash? I'm not kidding. Imagine making your child immune to cancer or even picking their eye color, height, or intelligence. Sounds like a movie, right?
And while you're designing babies like it's a build a baby workshop, how about cooking up a juicy steak without ever harming an animal? Yeah, that's right. Real meat, zero slaughter. This is in the future. It's already happening.
Welcome to Control Alt Delete, the show where we decode the insane tech shaping your future. Today, we are diving into CRISPR, gene editing, and lab grown Me Too revolutions that are way too real to ignore.
Alright, so let's start with this CRISPR, gene editing. I know it sounds like a cereal brand or your Wi Fi password, but it's actually short for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. What a name, huh?
Yeah, that sounds more like a catch-up, but it's one of biotech's craziest breakthroughs. Imagine your DNA is a massive tree and a disease is just one bad leaf. What CRISPR does is it plugs that leaf and replaces it with a healthy one.
Basically, it's find and replace, but for human DNA. And it's not just theory, it's been used in plants, animals, even humans. For example, in agriculture, if you have got a rice plant that grows perfectly and one that's trash, CRISPR finds out why, replaces the bad gene, and boom, you are grown super rice. No more crop failure, world hunger potentially solved.
But hold up, let's talk designer babies. This is where it gets scary. In 2018, a Chinese scientist edited the genes of twin babies to make them HIV resistant. The world freaked out, literally went to prison, but that was 7 years ago. Imagine what could be happening now behind closed labs with the billionaires. No one knows.
Here's the kicker, those gene edits, they're heritable. So, if you change one baby, you're changing an entire family line forever.
Imagine a world where the rich literally engineer smarter, taller, stronger kids, while everyone else stays ordinary. We are talking about biological class divide, a real life X-Men versus normal people situation.
Let's say in like 2100, Earth gets hit with an alien attack, and there's one scientist remaining with the samples of Einstein, Elon Musk, and those top tier athletes that was in the earth. Could they create a super army and rebuild humanity? Now that's a Netflix series waiting to happen. But the answer is yes.
Alright. Switching gears, but sticking with science fiction turned science fact, let's talk about lab grown meat. Yes, you heard that right. Real meat, no farms, no slaughter. Just petri dishes and cell cultures.
This stuff is called cultivated meat, and it's molecularly identical to the meat you grill at a barbecue. Same taste, same texture, same protein packed goodness, minus the moo and the oink.
So, how do they make it? Well, it starts with a cell biopsy. Just a tiny muscle stem cell from a live animal taken, no harm done. Then those cells are stored, grown in a nutrient rich soup inside bioreactors, and guided to become muscle, fat, and connective tissues, also known as steak or chicken.
Fun fact, Dr. Mark Post made the first lab grown beef burger in 2013. And the thing is, it costed him around $325,000. Not gonna lie, that's a really expensive burger.
Why even bother with this? Well, it could solve a ton of global problems. Traditional animal agriculture is one of the biggest sources of greenhouse gases, takes up insane land space, and don't even get me started on water use and pollution. Cultivated meat, it's clean, efficient, and cruelty free.
And it's not just about our burgers. This field called cellular agriculture is also making lab grown dairy, eggs, and even leather. Imagine your entire breakfast and your shoes grown in a lab.
Okay, now here's where things get wild. What if we combine CRISPR and lab grown meat?
Like edit animal cells with CRISPR before growing them into meat, boosting nutritional value, making them disease resistant, maybe even customizing flavors.
Or creating eggs with like 40 grams of protein per egg, or milk that helps with digestion. This is no longer farming, this is bio-design cuisine.
And that same gene editing tech used to edit a cow cell could also be used to edit humans. We're literally at the age of designing everything from your dinner to your DNA.
Of course, there are challenges. Lab meat is still expensive. People are freaked out by unnatural food, and CRISPR has serious ethical risks. But one thing is for sure, we are not going backward.
So whether you are caught in the next generation of babies or sizzling up some no-kill bacon, one thing is clear. The future is editable.
And delicious.
You have been listening to Control Alt Delete. Click on that subscribe button and that like button. Don't let your future self miss out, and maybe go easy on that burger because it might just be printed in a lab next year.